Hey sickos, it's time for more adventures of the metal variety. And in today's topic, we talk about CDs of the metal. Mostly metal. You know, I also have punk over here, I got rock, I got industrial, I got jazz, I got, all sorts of different stuff. So I think after collecting for years, maybe it's time to show off some of it, shall we? This is a Prepac CD tower, which holds about 1,100 plus CDs. I got it for about $220 off of Amazon. Had to build it myself. Of course, I had my grandpa help me with a couple of things, particularly the Lazy Susan component, because the one that they sent was a cheap piece of plastic that it turns out eats through the wood after some time. So I had to get a separate Lazy Susan component. We had to drill it in there. And let's put it this way. This thing's probably 100 pounds, so once you put it together and put some things on it, it's not moving. So that's really nice. After doing some counting, I have something like 653 CD cases on the shelf. And I'm always buying and selling stuff, so, it fluctuates, but usually not by much. I also have a couple of box sets right here on this table, which is really nice. Those aren't counted in that total number. I get my CDs from all over the place. Sometimes I'll go to label websites like Nuclear Blast, Earache, Relapse, and I'll buy from there. Most often I go to Discogs. I also go to eBay. Sometimes I'll go to Amazon, but sometimes I won't because they have a tendency to deliver the albums with cracked cases. It drives me crazy. And there's a store in Greensboro called McKay's. I've been going there pretty much habitually for the past few years. And they have a lot of really cheap albums, and sometimes they overprice the shit out of other albums, but hey, if you're in a good mood, usually that's a good place to go. It's a bad place to go when you're on a budget, though, because, hey, it can be a contest. See how many albums $50 will get you at McKay's. Sometimes it can be 3 or 4, and sometimes it can be 10 or 12. It really depends on the day. So, here's my top shelf. And where we begin is ABC Diablo, which I used to have on vinyl, and then I rebought it on CD when I sold most of my records. And Abscess Urine Junkies is another one of those. This one still has the hype sticker, so that's pretty awesome. Love that artwork. So, most of the Abscess stuff, some AC/DC, some Ace Frehley, some Agalloch. Can't go wrong with any of this stuff. When I sold most of my records a couple of years ago, people were asking me, oh, why are you selling your records? Why do you want to get rid of that album? Well, I was rebuying a lot of them on CDs, so that's how my collection grew exponentially. Of course, we got Alice Cooper, Brutal Planet, and Dragontown, because those two albums on their own are a little difficult to find. We have Amber Asylum, which is a neoclassical album released by Relapse Records, of all companies. There's a song on there called Looking Glass Reprise, which is absolutely stunning, gorgeous, beautiful. Anthrax, they're a bunch of idiots, but they make great music, so give them a pass. At the Gates, The Red in the Sky is Ours, and With Fear I Kiss the Burning Darkness. It's a double set. Fucking awesome. Got all the Autopsy stuff. Mental Funeral, still one of my favorite albums of all time. Very awesome. Bad Brains, self-titled. Never gets old. Let's see, we got some of this stuff right here. And the most notable, believe it or not, these Sabbath albums right here in these digipacks, they sound really good. In fact, they sound better than the original United States Warner Brothers versions. Let's see, we also got Badlands, which is Jakey Lee's band after he was fired from Ozzy Osbourne. Awesome music. This one's my favorite of the stuff they've released. Bathory, of course, we got some of the original pressings like Hammerheart, Twilight of the Gods. Got the original pressing of that because the remastered one has the first 3 songs all in one big 30-minute track. I don't know what they were thinking. Bunch of assholes. Let's see. Black Star, of course. That is Carcass after Swan Song. It sucks. Got Blues Brothers, both of those albums. The movie soundtrack and Briefcase Full of Blues. Bolt Thrower, every album they ever did, and of course the digipacks for the Metal Blade stuff, because the digipacks have bonus tracks. It's really nice. Brain Oil, of course, one of my favorite albums ever. Love this album. Buck Satan, this is what happened when Al Jorgensen decided to release a country album. It's dumber than a box of rocks, but it's funny. Of course, we got the Butthole Surfers. Love the Butthole Surfers. Psychic. Powerless. Another Man's Sack. The Revenge of Anus Presley. Let's see, we got some of these right here. Got the Carnivore albums, which these are the Price Killer versions by Road Racer in the early 90s, because these are the only versions that had the original mixes. Of course, I'm real peculiar about stuff like that. We also got the Black Saint and the Sinner Lady. It's funny because sometimes people say, oh, well, Killbot, he's a metal elitist. But I got Charles Mingus in my collection. I mean, what the fuck? Where do people get this stuff from? Of course, we got The Clash. Awesome stuff. COC. Cradle of Filth. Some people shit all over them, but I really like them. So, really, it doesn't matter what other people are going to think as long as you like the music you listen to. I don't care what genre it is as long as it's good music, you know? The Damned, Machine Gun Etiquette. There's a song on there, Smash It Up, which is awesome. Let's see, we've got Danzig doing his classical album. Sounds like video game music. Something you'd hear on the Nintendo 64. And we've got Dark Throne right over here. Got the Dave Brockie Experience albums because I love Gwar. And we have most of the David Bowie stuff. These are the Ryko discs because they have some cool bonus tracks, and I like the way they sound. We got the box set version of Station to Station, one of my favorite Bowie albums. We got every Bowie album and both Tin Machine albums, even got the Labyrinth soundtrack. The only Bowie album I'm missing at the moment is The Next Day because, well, it's not one of my favorites. Let's see, we got Dead Can Dance, more neoclassical stuff. Goth music, if you want to call it that. Very nice. Some Dead Kennedys, got 3 of those. And we get to Death, which most of these are the Century Media versions because I actually like the way they sound. Some people prefer the originals, but honestly, these sound a little better to my ears, except for maybe Individual Thought Patterns because for whatever reason, nobody can remaster that one worth a shit. One of the biggest selling death metal albums ever, and for good reason. Of course, we got the demos, which are just as good as the albums. And we have the When Satan Lives live album, which is awesome. One of the best things they ever did. Got Depeche Mode, of course. Disciples of Mockery, that is a side project of the Onward to Golgotha lineup of Incantation. Pretty much everybody except for John. Got some Dismember, Indecent and Obscene, and Pieces. 2-in-1 thing. Donkey Kong Country soundtrack because it's one of my favorite games of all time. And the music is absolutely gorgeous. So let's see, we got Drab Majesty because they are one of my favorite bands of the past decade or so. Really love Drab Majesty. Dying Fetus, Grotesque Impalement. Ooh yeah. Some good shit. Dystopia. Hard to beat Dystopia. Heavy stuff, great lyrics, great imagery, great packaging. Eagles of Death Metal, Entombed Left Hand Path, one of the best albums ever made. Prove me wrong. Let's see, we also got the Escape from LA soundtrack because there's a Ministry song that is an outtake from the Filth Pig sessions. Very cool. We got Exorder, the Two from the Vault version. This one's autographed by Kyle and Vinny. We also have the demo CD, which is also autographed by Kyle and Vinny. It's a bootleg, but it's really good. Live Death, which features Exorder, Malevolent Creation, Suffocation, and Cancer. Excellent live album. More in the Southern Skies. Right here, here's some more stuff. Extreme is pretty cool because their guitar player, Nuno Betancourt, he's pretty awesome. Their music's a little too on the nose sometimes, but you know what? It's fun stuff. Fugazi, Frontline Assembly, and Genitorturers. Oh yeah. Genitorturers. This version of Sin City is a Japanese version with some bonus tracks. Excellent live band, one of the best you'll ever see. Very cool. Got some Ghost, of course. It's a ghost. I'm so glad they don't have to put BC after their name now. Let's see, you got all the Ghoul stuff, of course, because can't go wrong with any Ghoul. Got Grief, probably the slowest band in the world. Always wanted to do a video on them. Maybe I'll get to that at some point. And here's the second shelf from the top. Got most of the Gwar stuff, still missing one or two because Violence Has Arrived is kind of a hard album to find. Reissue it already, guys! Grime Madness at the BBC. This is pretty cool because these are most of the BBC recordings for the early E-Rake bands, you know, like Napalm Death, Extreme Noise Terror, Carcass, Bolt Thrower, Godflesh, etc. Just a really cool collection. Really cool stuff. And this one, ooh. Saw this used at McKay's once for about $6, and I looked in the booklet. Check this out. Otis Urungus himself signed it. Haha. And so did Sly Menstra. I guess somebody didn't realize that it was autographed when they were trading it in or giving it away or whatever. This is a proud CD that I will never sell. Oh, while we're on the topic of Gwar, this one is the European edition because the packaging is actually pretty good. You see this? It looks like a regular digipack and not a fucking stupid idiotic sleeve that doesn't protect the discs. See this? These right here drive me crazy. There's no protection for the discs, and with this one especially, you know, you have to take the disc out like this. You know, why couldn't it come out the other way so that way you don't scratch it? You know, friction scratches and shit. I hate that. And then you got some of these weird cases like this one. This one's more of a square, but it obviously takes up more space than the rest of them. And of course we get into stuff like, you know, Helmet. You know, we got Meantime, we've got Betty, we've got High on Fire. Ooh, good shit. How to Destroy Angels. 9 Inch Nails fans will know this one. Iggy Pop, The Idiot, really good album. Some of the Immortal stuff. And this is Impaled, The Dead Shall Dead Remain, and this is Impaled, The Dead Still Dead Remain. Pretty much a re-recording of the other album, like note for note. They even got the original drummer back. So, yeah, Industrial Accident, the soundtrack to that documentary. And this is the only CD version, to my knowledge, that has the LP mix of Skinny Puppy's Dig It. Infester, really good shit. The Jack Officers, a Butthole Surfer side project, which kind of sucks, but I'm a fan of the Butthole Surfers, so gotta have it. Got Jane's Addiction. These are the unaltered artwork versions, which I think are kind of cool. Let's see, got some Jesus Lizard. John Fogerty, this version of the album was only available for about 6 months because
Zans was the name of the guy who ran CCR's label. So John wrote the song shit-talking him. Zans sued John Fogerty, and John Fogerty had to change the lyrics to Vans Can't Dance.
Got the repertoire version of Sad Wings of Destiny and most of the original United States pressings of the Judas Priest stuff because the remastered versions all suck. And somehow Painkiller got it the worst when it got remastered. It sounds like a compressed MP3. Seriously, just stick with the originals. You'll be fine. We got some Kiss right here because I love Kiss. I don't care what anybody says. Some KMFDM because at one point they were one of the best. Kind of repetitive now, but hey, it is what it is. Happens to the best of bands. Got Coma of Souls because it's fucking awesome. Violent Revolution. And you know what else is cool is sometimes when I buy albums, the sellers will be so excited to sell me the albums that they'll include notes. Thanks so much for your purchase. Play this fucker loud. Sons of Caius, which is the first EP the band ever did before they recorded their first album, Wretch. Blues for the Red Sun. It's absolutely awesome. Got some L7 because they're pretty cool. Okay, we've got Slap Happy, which really sucks, but it kind of resonated with me because when I saw their documentary, they were talking about how it sold so little that they had to, like, you know, pour all these albums in a landfill, which broke my heart, so, you know. Got Lead into Gold, which is Paul Barker's side project from Ministry. Lords of Acid, Voodoo You, one of my favorite album artworks of all time. This copy's kind of trashed, but hey, pretty cool stuff. Lost Highway, it has one of the best songs ever made, The Perfect Drug by 9 Inch Nails. Got Magazine, of course. The Light Pulls Out of Me. Some Manowar, not really a giant fan of Manowar. Like, I can listen to some of their songs, but I wouldn't want to listen to a whole album. This album's okay. Got some Manson, of course, and what's cool about this one, Mechanical Animals, is the blue jewel case. See, if you put parts of the booklet under the case, you can reveal hidden messages. From Beyond, with the blue artwork, I actually like this one better than the pink one. Mayhem Death Crush, Oh yeah. The original version of Killing Is My Business. This one has these boots. Unfortunately, they can't re-release that song the way they recorded it because of copyright reasons, but at least I have it. Most of the other Megadeth stuff are originals, which I don't know why the hell you want any copy of Cryptic Writings, but whatever. Some Melvins, some Mentors, of course. Oh yeah. When you're horny, you're horny. Ooh, almost forgot. This one right here. Going back to the whole paper sleeves thing, sometimes they're hard to pick out when they're on a CD shelf. So, got Merciful Fate, the original pressings of Don't Break the Oath and Melissa. Very nice. Mind Rot, really awesome stuff. They don't make music like this anymore. And then, of course, we got the Ministry shelf. We also got some Misfits and some Minor Threat. Got most of the Motorhead catalog right over here. Motley Crue's self-titled album with John Corabi. Actually, my favorite Crue album, despite how overly long it is. Okay, got some Monster Magnet. We have a bootleg for 12 Hits from Hell. I also have the actual version somewhere else on the shelf. And we've got the Japanese version of Famous Monsters, which has an extra track, Devil Doll. Now we get to the bottom of this shelf. We've got My Dying Bride. Got Trinity, Turn Loose the Swans, and of course we got fucking Thrill Kill Cult. Oh yeah. Napalm Death, From Enslavement to Obliteration, really awesome album. Nausea, Extinction, The Second Coming, one of the most expensive albums in this collection. I think I paid about $50 for it. You might say, oh, well, why didn't you get the compilations that came out in 2004? Because they're missing songs. So you get this right here, and it has all the Extinction songs, but they're all in order. And they have the EPs, so great. Some New Order. We also got New Order, the singles collection, because these are the 7-inch radio edits of most of the same songs that were on this. I prefer the 7-inch edits, honestly. Nigel Peppercock, which... really fun album. Unfortunately, I can't really show the contents of the booklet here. You'll have to go look them up somewhere. The Nihilist demos for Entombed fans. This is a fucking treasure. And then we've got Nile. Believe it or not, McKay's did have Nile. What the fuck? Got the Downward Spiral Deluxe Edition. One of the best remastered albums I've ever heard. And we're finally on the last shelf, which isn't as full as the other shelves, but there's still plenty of room to grow. See, that's the thing when you're collecting CDs. When you're picking shelves, you gotta leave room to grow, and preferably leave a little space on each shelf in case you want to add more. Got some Pentagram, fucking awesome. Some Obituary, some Oasis. Ozzy Osbourne, The Ultimate Sin, my favorite Ozzy album, and this one, the original, has the full unedited version of Shot in the Dark, which some later versions did not have. They only had the radio edits. What the fuck? Let's see, With Teeth by Nine Inch Nails. This is the European edition that has, 2 extra songs on it. I'm not going to open that because it's too much work. Deluxe edition of And All That Could Have Been, Live and Still. So we got the CD version right here, and I also have the DVD on the other side of the shelf. So you got some Pigface, got some Pelorian, which, for Agalloch fans, you know that this is John's band after Agalloch. They toured together once and broke up. Let's see, Pink Floyd, The Wall. Very nice. Pixies, Where Is My Mind? Population Reduction, the band that got me into grindcore. Got some Portal, got some Prick. The Project Hate 1998. I bought this album because Joe Bench of Bolt Thrower does guest vocals on one of the songs. Well, I say vocals, it's more like a spoken word thing. Anyway, Queens of the Stone Age, Queensryche, at one point they were among the best in metal. These are the original versions because the remastered ones sound like shit! Got every Ramones album, including a live album. Got Ravenous, which is an Autopsy side project. Those guys like to keep busy. Repulsion, Horrified, oh yeah. Revolting Cox, Live You Goddamn Son of a Bitch, Big Sexy Land. Ripping Corpse, oh yeah. They had one album and broke up. Got some Rush. Got a Sam Hain bootleg right here, which has the original version of Unholy Passion. I'm guessing a tape dub because it sounds pretty awful. Satyricon, This Is Armageddon. So Fucking What soundtrack, not so great movie, but there's a Gwar song on there, so pretty cool. The Siege, 30th anniversary, Drop Dead, very awesome grind album, hardcore punk, whatever you want to call it. Sister Machine Gun, great industrial rock, and if you rewind the disc, there's a pre-track before track number 1. Got Skid Row, Slave to the Grind. This is the uncensored version with Get the Fuck Out. Really love that song. Very cool. Skinny Puppy, one of the best bands ever. This is the European edition that has Left Handshake, which was taken off of the Last Rites album for copyright reasons. Got some Screw, got some Slayer. The Skate Eggs album is called Stupid People Shouldn't Breed. And of course, they included a condom. Ha ha ha! They called you stupid! What you gonna do about punk? Okay, so we got more Slayer. We've got Sleep, Dope Smoker. This is supposedly the definitive version out of all 5,000 of them. This one's by Southern Lord. Let's see, we've got Smashing Pumpkins, Machina. There's one really good song on there that I like, and the rest of it I can kind of take or leave, but anyway. Stormtroopers of Death, Son of Sam, which is a Sam Hain side project. Spinal Tap, Smell the Glove. And speaking of Spinal Tap, this is the best packaged album in my collection because when you take this apart, it's like a pop-up book. Steel Panther, All You Can Eat. The Swans. Ooh. Terrorizer, World Downfall, which is one of the best albums ever made. And of course, we have this collection right here of demos, live tracks, rehearsal tapes, and a couple outtakes from the World Downfall sessions. Fear of Tragedy. There's a chick with really big boobies on this album, so definitely go look that up. Them Crooked Vultures. Pretty cool album. Thin Lizzy. And This Comp Kills Fascists. I wish Relapse would do more of these. These were fucking awesome. Great power violence, great noise albums, great grindcore albums. We're almost at the end here, so we've got Throbbing Gristle, a second annual report, one of the, if not the first industrial album ever made. Got the first 3 Throbbing Gristle albums right here. Beyond Life with Timothy Leary. This has a lenticular cover, which is pretty awesome. And the reason I have this album, which is kind of dated, is because there's a Ministry song on here that was from the Filth Pig sessions. Very cool. Speaking of lenticular covers, we also have Tool Anima, which moves. I never get tired of looking at that. And yes, we have Tori Amos over here. We got 2 copies of Boys for Pele because one of them has a radio edit version of one of the songs and one of them doesn't, which I don't know why they did that. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, I know they stick out like a sore thumb, but I like those albums. Got Trouble, Psalm 9, one of the first American doom metal albums. Fucking awesome. Twisted Sister, Under the Blade. This is the original mix before it was cleaned up and sanitized and started sounding like shit. Stay Hungry, of course. Got all the typo stuff. My favorite, of course, being Dead Again. Upper Lower Class, that is a punk band from Georgia. And we're on the last shelf. So we've got Van Halen Balance. Got some Venom. Got some Violence. Let's see, got some Vorbid, because Vorbid's pretty fucking awesome. We got Watain, White Zombie, The Who, Winter Sun, Worm Your Obros, a good friend of mine, played drums in that band for a while. The X-Cops, which if you're a fan of Gwar, they should be pretty familiar to you. Going back to Tori Amos, of course, we have her first album, which she disowned for a lot of years and then finally re-released. She looks like a streetwalker crossing with a pirate on this cover. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Anyway, we also got The Young Gods. Good shit. Since I have all this extra space, sometimes I'll put CDs over here if I think I'm going to give them away or trade them in. And of course, we come to the most expensive CD that I own, and one of the rarest. We have Misfits, 12 Hits from Hell. This is the retail version with the sticker. And what happened was this album got canceled at the 11th hour, and thousands of copies got destroyed. Of course, a few of them made it out. This is one of them. So I have this, and I also have a bootleg, which is my play copy. This is both my rarest and most expensive CD, and how much did I pay for it? You don't want to know. So, since we're done with the CDs, we can talk about the box sets, which there aren't many. There's a Sam Hain box set, Ministry's Tracks box, which That is all the Wax Trax era Ministry stuff, some of the side projects like Revco, Palehead, 1000 Homo DJs. We got the Misfits Coffin Box, which this has the pin, very awesome. And this is the Lost Tracks of Danzig, which this has outtakes from pretty much every Danzig album up to that point, from Danzig 1 to Circle of Snakes. Since we're finished with the CDs, I might as well show you my movies too. Let's see, we've got AI Artificial Intelligence, which really sucks, but Ministry's in there for about 10 seconds, so... what I ended up doing is I'm selling off some of my Blu-rays and slowly rebuying them on 4K discs, because that's going to be the dominant format in the next few years, I think. I got the Batman Byrne Schumacher collection right here, because the first one is one of my favorite movies ever. Cool as Ice with Vanilla Ice, because that's one of those movies you watch ironically. It really sucks, and it's really stupid and goofy, but you watch it to make fun of it. You know what I mean? Boondock Saints, fucking awesome. Dogma, it's kind of a rare one to find. Evil Dead 2, the Friday the 13th collection. Favorite movie of all time, but I just broke the first 2 rules. So, let's see, Gremlins, Industrial Accident, Metalhead. Y'all remember that video. Got Natural Born Killers, Monster Dog, Smokey and the Bandit. Got the George Carlin comedy album box set, which this is all of his stuff from the 70s. And then we got Tool, Fear Inoculum. This is the one with the screen. I did a whole video on that. Daria, that's my favorite show ever, as some of you know. We got some AC/DC collection of music videos and the Fly on the Wall home video, which is hilarious. Adventures of Briscoe County with Bruce Campbell playing a cowboy. And we got some of these DVDs right over here. Simpsons, of course, big Simpsons fan. Got some Skinny Puppy, got some Revco, and got a disk drive cleaner right over here. So, well, this is my collection in a nutshell. Some people don't really understand the appeal of buying physical music, buying records, buying CDs, buying tapes, whatever. But for me, it's, you know, I like to have unaltered artworks, original artworks, sometimes original stuff, original mixes. I might be looking for certain versions with stuff that was removed for copyright reasons or for legal reasons. And sometimes you just won't get that off of streaming services or off of iTunes. So, you know, even if you don't like the album after you bought it, you could always sell it, get your money back, and get something else. So, there you go. You know, if you rely on streaming services too much, you're kind of at the mercy of whatever they have to offer. But if I want to listen to Pentagram Day of Reckoning, well, here it is. I can just pop it in and listen to it anytime I want. So, there you go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and grind on.